So on one side, large language models and AI in general, more broadly speaking, are revolutionizing how software is developed. And I see it every day. I use it every day. And I'm seeing this revolution in how we build software. We are not handing off the job to an AI, but we are certainly leveraging what AI can help us with as a tool to deliver software. And what we believe at FM is that enables us to deploy software into situations we would not have done so in the past. I'm talking to clients every day where I'm like, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have recommended this. Now I'm recommending this. Because we believe that your software should be as unique as your business is. And it's a little bit of an anti-platform move, to be honest. Like when we say like going against like these like big, monolith enterprise platforms, we think you're now able to deploy what we call custom software solutions to areas to really optimize for your business, not for anybody else's, but for your business. So anyway, so that's the one side of the coin is like software development is changing. We can deploy more software and we can, really, I think, solve new and novel challenges with software that we weren't doing in the past. The other side of the coin is we can do new things with software. Software can behave differently than it did in the past. And what I'm talking about is, if you want to call it agentic systems or whatever, software can make decisions on the fly. It's not that deterministic way of, if then and all this like very careful business rules. There's a lot more fuzziness in it, how it can behave. And that is, sometimes, terrifying, but also really offers new opportunities, for how we can revolutionize, different processes by building software that can make decisions in real time, and can be that companion with the user. I'm always a big believer in humans in the loop. So we want to leverage AI to do things, not to automate things, not to replace people, but to make people's output the best it can be. That's the aspiration. I want you to be able to do this at a level you were not able to do. I'm not trying to remove you from the equation. I'm trying to augment your intelligence, right? It's not artificial, it's augmentation of intelligence. And so we think that those two sides of the coin or what really is that nexus where FM lives. And so it's really exciting right now. And we're having some great conversations with our early clients. And it's been super fun. It's a chaotic time. The hype cycle is real,
Sure.
but it's been a lot of fun and I'm really excited where things are headed. When I talk about AI to people, I always want to ask them a lot of questions about where they are with their understanding of AI. ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever, that is an application built around a large language model for a specific purpose. It's a chat application. It's not a technology, it's a product. And so it's like you can do other things with large language models that aren't that. And that's what we're doing. So we're not at FM, we're not building chatbots. Of course, we could build a chatbot, and that's sometimes if that's the business need or whatever, we could do it. But I'm more interested in these agentic systems that can really change the way a process gets done. Let me make it real for you. So one exciting area that we're looking at with FM is around content supply chain optimization. So think about a marketing group within a larger organization. These teams are really inefficient a lot of times. And they're generating content for a variety of channels. They have a variety of tools that they're using. And I think they stand the most to gain from a large language model. What do large language models do? They generate content. They can generate content. And there are certainly some purpose-built tools that are doing just that, right? Things like Writer and Copy AI and other types of products and applications that are being used that. But that's just one thing. There's a whole process that's involved with the ideation process, the research, all the way to the content generation, the content, like deploying it to channels, then measuring it. That's a whole like life cycle that I have. That's been my background for most of my career, is around content management systems and other ways to basically, wrestle content into systems and deploy them. So we're talking to companies about how we would revolutionize that process. And, and what I always say to people is like, when you apply AI to a process, it's not the old like digital transformation type world where we're just digitizing a process. In the world of large language models, when you take a process and apply AI to it, the entire process changes. Things that were 3 steps are now 1 or maybe even 0 steps for you. And so when that happens, you all of a sudden can do new things that you wouldn't be able to do before, and that's what's exciting to me is like, so we work with our clients to define a process that we can, knowing what we know about what large language models can do, about what they can fill in the gaps. And we basically work with them to reinvent a new process. And in the course of that, we're going to become way more efficient and optimized. But we're ultimately will want to do better work at the end of the day. So that makes it real, hopefully, that we're doing that in new ways. Those conversations have been very interesting.